Hey guys, it's Rae here, and welcome to the Rae Dizzle podcast. Now, I think this has been our third or fourth attempt at this point of trying to record this podcast, because I've never done it with two people. I mean, that came out really weird. I've never tried recording more than just me. Today's guest is Zach.
Hi.
So, for those of you who don't know, Zach is my man. I think I already asked him this 3 different times. Hey, Zach, tell us about yourself. And this is usually when the podcast had crashed previously. So don't tell us about yourself. The computer doesn't like that.
Okay, well, I've had time to think about it now, though.
Yeah? Okay, well, let's hear it.
This is, third time I've answered, so I think I should have answers now.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm 24. I have a bachelor's in biology. Right now I'm working at a pet store.
Nice.
I like playing video games. I like movies. I do a little woodworking. Yeah. Read books, that kind of stuff.
Basically, he's a nerd. Super nerd. And that's okay, because I'm a super dork, so that's how we complement each other in that sense.
Yeah.
So I've been thinking about a list of topics that we could talk about today, and I think one that would really interest people is the Wish, our experiences with Wish app.
Yeah, you've had more. Mine is pretty boring, but you've had some pretty interesting endeavors.
Okay, so here's what it is. The reason I started with the Wish, for those of you who don't know, how would you explain Wish?
Wish is where you can buy really cheap overstock items from China.
Yeah, we're talking dirt cheap items from China.
Unbelievably cheap. Until you get it, and then you're like, oh, that's why it was only $1.
Yeah, it is notorious, guys. It is absolutely notorious for having just really shitty products. And if you guys watch my channel, you guys know that I am a huge cheap person. I don't spend money on anything except for makeup. But anyway, so I thought today I'd tell you about some of the stuff that I've personally received from Wish.com. Zach, do you want to share a story first?
Yeah, I've only got 2 things, but
we'll save your external hard drive. We'll save that. That's a good one. But yeah, I just ordered a bunch of crap from Wish recently, and I got a bunch of tank tops. And one of the best sellers was this 2-piece bathing suit for $6 or $4 or something like that. Really cheap bathing suit. And had all these great 5-star reviews, which is one thing I want to talk about.
Oh, the reviews, yeah.
Yeah, the reviews, have you noticed they're all 4 or 5 stars for everything?
Well, and they don't say anything about the item either.
Yeah,
they just say
pictures.
This was great.
Yeah.
Or great item.
And one thing
whatever.
I noticed is a lot of the time they'll want you to rate the store instead of the actual product. Have you ever seen that?
Yeah, it's weird. I think because one of the things about Wish is you order something, but then you get something that's not what you order. Mm-hmm. And so I think they're not actually selling those items, which is why those reviews maybe are just for the store, because you may do a review on a shirt, but you actually got a pillowcase or something.
Yeah.
So your review isn't even for the right item, and that's why I think they're the reviews are weird and not descriptive at all.
Yeah, it's weird. It's really weird.
And why they're more the store, I guess.
Yeah, and so it kind of makes you wonder who's getting a mass majority of that $3, $2? Is it the secondhand store? Is it Wish? Because Wish is taking a giant cut from that.
Well, sure, yeah.
But it's just is it even worth it? Because literally you can get some items for as cheap as $1.
Mm-hmm.
With free shipping.
I got one thing for $1.
Yeah, with free shipping, right?
With free shipping, yeah.
Yeah, and
usually when you first get it, they'll send you some items when you first get the app that are free shipping $1 items.
Yeah,
just to get you hooked.
Yeah, it's gnarly, and they know know what they're doing. And another thing with the Wish app, for those of you who haven't or have, they have a bunch of different ways of getting you to buy stuff. Right. Every single time I open the app just to browse, an item from my wish list will pop up and say 5,000 people have bought this since you last have visited, or 2 people are looking at this right now. Another thing they do is they have giveaways, and they have these games that you play, and they have coupon codes, and they have specials, and it's just a bunch of just really skilled.
Oh yeah, it's definitely designed to get you to buy more stuff.
Yeah, impulse buying.
And it's pretty well designed too.
Yeah, and that's the thing is and they advertise so hard on YouTube. I can't go on YouTube at all without getting a notification for Wish.
Even the games I play on my phone.
It's everywhere.
There's a little ad that'll pop up for Wish or whatever.
And whoever is owning that, if those $3, $2, $6, like that's all paying off into someone's pocket big time.
So especially when you see the items, because you're like, there's no way this costs more than 50 cents.
Yeah, okay, back to my story. Is it all right if I tell my story?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah, okay. So I didn't want to interrupt you.
That's okay.
So there was this bandeau bathing suit, and it was so pretty. I think it was $3 or something, very cheap like that, with free shipping or like $1 shipping, and the total was like $5 or something. Anyway, it had tons of reviews, everybody was saying how good it looked, and, it said that it was true to size, and I was hyped about it. I was like so excited to get it because it was so cheap. I don't really have like a bathing suit that was like that cheap, and, a new modern, I only have like a 2-piece typical bikini. Like I don't have a bandeau high-waisted, it was really cool. Anyway, so it finally comes in like 2 days ago. And I open it up with some scissors, and I pull the band. First thing is like the material. It's like pure cotton. Like it's not even cotton. It's like spandex.
It's probably like barely cotton.
It's like see-through cotton spandex.
Probably mostly synthetic.
It's plastic.
Yeah.
It's probably not cotton. It's too cheap to be cotton. And then like the panties, not the panties, like the bottoms of the swim shorts. They're I don't even know. They're like grandma panties. Like they're literally the same cut as those 99-cent panties you get at Walmart. They're like grandma panties you can get at Walmart for like 99. Anyway, and the top is like only 3 or 4 inches bigger in length than the scissors that I was using to cut. Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, it was not what I was expecting. And it came so fast too. And
oh, really? It came fast?
Yeah.
Usually it takes like months.
Well, I just got I ordered a bunch of stuff. And when I say a bunch of stuff, $15 worth of items, like 6 stuff, super cheap. And so far, out of like all the items that I've got, that one has been the worst. Oh, except for the belt.
Oh, the stink. Yeah, it's actually sitting outside right now because it stinks.
Yeah, so I got a belt today whenever we were coming to set up this podcast. And I was so excited, because we're waiting on the computer to update or whatever. And I pull out this belt, and it's like a big Midwestern, like chunky belt, goes around the waist and like pulls dresses together. Just like a staple piece for like the modern, Instagram girl kind of thing. Anyway, so I pull it out. And how would you even describe it?
Well, it's very cheap leather. It smells because it still smells like the tanning chemicals they use.
Ooh, it's bad.
And it was giving me like a headache, so we had to put it outside.
It was that bad that we had to literally put the belt outside.
Yeah. And the metal, I would describe it as like the metal they use to make nickels. So that's what it looks like to me.
Yeah, it is so cheap. And, of course, the pictures, I think they were taken from, like, the Forever 21 website or something because it looks nothing. Well, I mean, yeah, it looks nothing like it.
Yeah.
And then, like, I think it said, like, genuine leather. Like,
I think it is leather. I
don't think so.
It smells like a tanning chemical kind of thing. But, I mean, I'm sure it's very cheap leather if it is.
It's, like, made out of Coke cans or something. So that's my personal experience with Wish. I got some other stuff, really cheap. I got some like tank tops. I'm wearing one actually.
The pillowcase you got is cool.
Yeah, I got a few pillowcases from Wish in the past, and they're all pretty good. You just got to be smart with it, because Zach has a cautionary tale about an external hard drive.
Well, like I didn't think I was gonna get. Well, okay, so I was looking at hard drives on Wish because they're like $1, and I was like, this is very interesting.
$1 hard drive.
It's an external hard drive, one terabyte for. Well, the one I got was $3, and I think it was $1 shipping and $2. So like, but yeah, I was looking at it, and there was different ones. There was like a 1 terabyte, there was a 500 gigabyte, and then there was a 4 terabyte. I was like, if I'm gonna buy this crappy little hard drive, I might as well buy the best one, right? The 4 terabyte one. And I wasn't expecting to get. I was expecting like either it was gonna be non-functioning or like really much smaller space than what was advertised. There's no way. Yeah. It was a 4 terabyte hard drive because those are like at least $100.
Exactly.
For like the cheapest ones are about $100 for a 4 terabyte hard drive, right?
Right.
Anyway, like 2 months pass and I get it in the mail and it's not even a hard drive. It's just empty. It's an empty shell basically.
Oh my god!
And it has room for a 2.5-inch drive, but it's just nothing. It's empty.
Wow. So why would they sell like different sizes?
Yeah, I don't know. They're all like the same price. They were advertising different storage sizes, but I assume they're all just empty shells.
Yeah.
And it's funny too. The actual USB cord they gave me doesn't even work for the thing.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it's just a double-ended USB cord.
Did you leave a review?
No, I mean,
that's another
you can't really,
Yeah, well, you can leave reviews, but you get like points on the. That's another thing I forgot to tell you is like when you leave reviews, you get points. Like if you add pictures, you get 10 points. If you add a video, you get 10 points.
I didn't know that, really.
Yeah, but the weird thing is like you never see other people's pictures.
Yeah, I've never seen pictures
like,
or videos on there.
Yeah, it's weird because it's like there's nothing that's top rated. Like the comments.
Yeah, you can't find high rated items.
Yeah, it's so weird. It's all just designed to just be like quick, flashy stuff in your face. Right. You know.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm like dying all the time. But yeah, it's just it's I don't know. I like it. You can find like some really cheap stuff, and it takes like 2 weeks. In my case, like a week and a half to come in.
That thing took 2 months, and the other thing I got took like a month. The other thing I got it was advertised as a micro SD card holder. Mm-hmm. It's nice. It's like a little zipper case thing, and it's got a little plastic. I use it to hold my Switch games, and it works. Yeah, it was only $1, so that was cool.
Yeah, that one's pretty nice.
And I did end up using the hard drive shell. Mm-hmm. I took the hard drive out of my old laptop, mm-hmm. so now I have a 500 gigabyte external hard drive. But
was the shell any good?
Yeah, I mean it's nice. It's like aluminum.
Was it worth it?
Yeah, for $3. Yeah, because usually those things cost like $10.
Yeah.
Off like Amazon. It would have been nice if they gave me a cord for it though. I had to like hunt for a cord that would fit it.
Isn't that weird though? Because like I have a few items from China and they all have like weird cords on them.
Oh really?
Yeah, like just a bunch of different things that I've gotten. Like I had this little waterproof speaker. Do you remember that when we lived at the apartment? I remember
looking for months to find a cord for that. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I got this like this pink thing from Amazon recently, and it has like this weird magnetic cord, and it's just like really weird.
It's probably because it's very cheap. I don't know.
It's just like
it must be a cost saving thing.
Yeah, to like not put a USB on there.
Maybe, yeah.
Or whatever. I don't know. It's just weird, but
yeah,
that's our experiences with Wish.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna be doing this. We're doing this podcast very improv. So if we just switch subjects really quickly, it's just because like we're stopping because this is the first test of me with another person. So yeah, Zach actually he has a really good. Not story, but a fact that he.
I don't know if "good" is the right word. It's gonna like ruin a lot of something for a lot of people.
If you like coffee, you might not want to listen to this next part because, like, yeah.
If you buy pre-ground coffee, just don't.
I was shook to the core when I found out this story.
Yeah, it's pretty messed up.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so a lot of scientists that work with like entomologists, mm-hmm. they develop allergies to cockroaches because mm-hmm. cockroaches are really nasty. Mm-hmm. They have a lot of really nasty toxins, especially in their like feces and urine and stuff. It's really nasty stuff. Ooh. And you develop allergies to it. And something they find out is that when they develop those allergies for cockroaches, they can't drink pre-ground coffee anymore. It like gives them a rash. They have an allergic reaction to it.
Yeah.
And the reason is because it has cockroach shells in it, and because cockroaches are so potent that even just like a tiny little bit can cause an allergic reaction.
A bit of cockroach or a bit of their feces or
both. So in the actual grinding process, I mean, they have them in like huge warehouses of coffee beans.
Don't they wash them?
They do, and they bake them and all that they roast them and all that kind of stuff.
And so they get crunchy, and they like when they ground up the coffee, it grounds up the cockroaches?
Basically, yeah. Basically the beans are contaminated with roaches because they're in such big warehouses.
Oh my god.
And even if like one or two little legs of a cockroach gets into a 20-pound bag of mm-hmm. pre-ground coffee, it can cause an allergic reaction in someone because they're so potent or whatever.
I wonder how come it's only in coffee or if it's like other stuff too.
It could be other stuff too. Yeah, I think it's just more noticeable in coffee.
Wow.
Because that's where a lot of people buy pre-ground coffee.
Wow.
It's nasty. Yeah, it really grossed me out.
I read this thing actually like a long time ago. Where did you find this out? Where were you?
I was reading it somewhere. I don't remember where.
And we'll have to look up the sources, I guess.
Yeah.
If we can find them, we'll link it down below in the description. But one thing when I was going through, before I like became a vegetarian or whatever, I was really into like where your food comes from. And like one thing that really grossed me out, it was this article by cracked.com. And there were like 7 things the food industry doesn't want you to know. And one of them was that the government has to allow like certain amounts of like rat particles and mouse particles in like a lot of cereals because like mice and they could get into the oats and stuff all the time. And like you said, it's almost impossible to like keep them out. And so yeah, a lot of the times like the government measures like how many rat piss, rat pieces, rat whatever per pound or per particle or whatever is allowed. So it's not 0. There is a certain number that like fecal matter and stuff like that is allowed.
Pretty much all food is like that. There's like an acceptable amount of bug parts, mice parts, toxic chemicals. Like they've done studies for like years, for decades, the EPA or whatever, to find the acceptable levels. So yeah, pretty much no food is clean.
Oh man, I remember one time, this is totally gross, and now if you want to skip ahead in the podcast, you're more than welcome to. But I remember one time I had went to Subway, and Subway here in my local town, and I was really into like these turkey sandwiches at the time, like the footlong. They were like $5 footlongs back when they used to have the turkey sandwiches for $5. Anyway, and so I always put the avocado on at my house, like because I always liked a lot of avocado. I didn't like the kind that they serve there.
Cheaper.
And, yeah, it's cheaper. And so I remember that day I decided to eat only half. I only had half an avocado, so that's only on half the sandwich. So I ate half the sandwich, and when I went to, thank God, I opened up the second sandwich to put in the avocado, because when I opened it up, there was a full-grown, full-grown smashed adult cockroach in the sandwich, like impressed, like I don't even know if that would be the word. It was just like embedded onto the bread. Like, I don't know how I didn't see it. I don't know how the sandwich artist, that is that's their official name. I'm not even kidding you. They're literally called sandwich. That's like, I don't know how they didn't see this giant, like 2-inch cockroach in the sandwich.
It's nasty.
And I remember just like opening it up and just being so disgusted. I like ran to the toilet. And ever since then, I actually, believe it or not, I have eaten at that Subway like years later, but I couldn't for a very long time because it just grossed me out, that experience.
Yeah, I haven't eaten at Subway in like years.
Yeah, me either. It's been a long time.
I never really liked Subway anyway.
Yeah, I prefer Jimmy John's now and Jersey Mike's.
Yeah. It just felt like Subway, the way they made their sandwiches, they were just like trying to annoy you or something.
What do you mean?
Like, you'd ask the stuff you wanted more of, they gave you like nothing.
Oh, Chipotle.
And they would give you like tons of lettuce.
Chipotle.
Oh, Chipotle's better.
Yeah.
You can always ask for more at Chipotle.
But they charge you. I don't think so. Like, every time I'm like, hey, will you go heavy on the lettuce? They put like 2 things. The avocado is another one where I'm like, please just smack it, like make it rain on this burrito. And they only put like a little thing of it.
Well, they're being stingy.
And I'm like, smack it, like put it all on there. Like, I love avocado. Like, I want it to be like 50% avocado.
Yeah.
That's probably unrealistic.
It is. That's an unrealistic expectation.
But I just love Chipotle in that sense. And plus, like, I don't think I've ever had too bad of an experience at a Chipotle. Everybody's been pretty chill, pretty relaxed. Zach has had one.
Bad experience?
Mm-hmm. At Chipotle.
Oh, it was really dirty.
Yeah.
Like, they were really busy. They had just opened this one. It was a new Chipotle. They just
I remember
opened.
That.
And it was like, it was a mess. Like, there was food all over the tables. The floor was all dirty.
Oh my gosh.
And then they I like the hot sauce, but they put way too much on there. Mm-hmm. They put it felt like like a cup, like a full cup.
Wow.
Of the hot sauce on there. It was just too much. Like, I couldn't even taste the burrito.
Yeah.
Because it was just all hot sauce.
That was in our local, not local, that was in like a distant town from our local college town that was a janky town.
And it had just opened. It'd been open for like 2 weeks or something.
Yeah, so they had no idea what's going on.
So they were probably still figuring stuff out.
Yeah, I don't blame them.
I don't either.
You know what I hate?
What?
I hate whenever you see videos online of people who like go through McDonald's or they go through like a drive-through and like, there's a full team going on and they get mad like, where are my French fries? Like, they get mad over fast food that's like $3.
Oh man, yeah, people get mad about really dumb stuff.
Like they treat these people like they're inhuman.
Yeah,
like,
that's bad.
And
it's messed up.
It's just like, even when I worked in retail, like, that's how I knew that I couldn't ever be, in service, is because like I hated being treated like that.
Yeah, it sucks. I hate it too.
And so whenever I go out and I see a waiter or whatever, I'm always super nice to them because I know how bad it sucks.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh, do you remember that story where that guy called you dumb?
Oh yeah. Yeah. That was another pet store I worked at. That happened a lot. People would like insult like my intelligence at the register. I don't know, because they didn't give me the right change or whatever. And I would tell them, and then they would get all mad and they'd call me dumb even though they made the mistake.
Right. And see, that's what just drives me insane. I remember one time, this lady, she threw like this grown ass lady with her son, who obviously is going to take role model after his mother, because there was a pair of gloves that were in the wrong area. Like they were under the $15.99 area and they're actually 20.
Oh, people get so mad about that.
Yeah. And
that happens all the time.
And she just like impulse bought him. Like she grabbed him, she threw him on the thing, and when I rang it up and there was an extra $5, she was like screaming like, I want the manager, da 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 da. And then like even the son was like embarrassed because his mom was like freaking out over this $5 extra of like.
It's really weird. I don't know. I've never been upset by like an extra few dollars or whatever on an item.
Yeah, like
I've never been that attached to an item I found at a store.
Yeah, it's so weird. And then like the thing is, the kid, while this whole thing was happening, the kid was like, I don't want these, Mom. Like, and then at this point she was just trying to prove a point. Like it eventually just got to her just trying to win because she was embarrassed.
I think that's the way it is most of the time. They just want to be right.
Yeah, know? And it was just like, really? Like it's a pair of golfing glove or whatever. I don't know remember what it was, but it was something really stupid.
It's an insignificant item.
Yeah, and it was just like, really, lady? And so like I admit I rolled my eyes because I was like, I hated that job. I hated that job. And so I rolled my eyes, and then the manager, she was like, you get the manager. And then she was like, as she was leaving, she was like, I'm never gonna shop here again.
I love that when they say that, because like they don't understand how awesome that is to hear. Yeah. Like, thank God I never have to see you again. They think it's bad, but it really doesn't make a big difference. Like it's nice to not have crappy people, because usually it takes up more time. It causes problems for the store. So usually they're happy not dealing with crappy people.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, they say it like it's a threat, but it's like a relief, It's like, thank God that person's never coming back. Oh, yay, I can't wait.
And besides, like, most of the places that we've worked at are like big nationwide companies. So it's like, you're $35 a year.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, how much impact does that actually have?
It doesn't really.
It doesn't.
Yeah.
They're just saying that to like get some kind of satisfaction. It's stupid. Like the way people treat you. Like you see those fights where the drive-through person will be coming through at McDonald's, they'll be at the cash register, and then somebody will try to go through the drive-through window to fight them. Have you ever seen those videos?
No, that sounds very interesting.
Yeah, they like will fight. They'll try to crawl through the drive-through and then like fight with the cashier because
what the heck?
There was one guy who did, or girl or something. There's some video. It was over chicken nuggets.
Oh my God!
Like, not even kidding you. Like there was like literal like the chicken nuggets. I think they were out, and so like, the person freaked out, and they didn't even like take the order. They just drove through the drive-through and tried to fight them. They didn't even go inside. They just tried to crawl through the window.
I don't understand, man. I don't get it.
I don't know. It's something that always like tripped me out. But then
I've never been that upset about anything in my shopping experience in my life.
Yeah, there might be never. There has to be something else, because like, what kind of unhappy person would treat a stranger like that over $4 chicken nuggets?
Yeah, they must be like totally miserable or something.
They were trying to take out their anger or something.
Because I've been like super poor too, where like $4 matters,
right?
And it's still I didn't like freak out and treat people like crap.
Yeah, you didn't try to fight anybody through the drive-through.
No way.
Yeah, it's insane, man. But on the other hand, the opposite, wherever you have like really bad waiters that just don't give a fuck. I'm just gonna say it.
Yeah, those suck. I hate that. My pet peeve is when you're eating and then they just leave.
Oh, I know.
Like, I guess they go on break or their shift ends or whatever, and then they just like leave you there.
I don't think I've ever had that happen to me.
It's happened to me several times, and I know in other countries they like give you the check like right out, but here in America we have to wait for our check.
Yeah, it's because they want you to add more.
Yeah, they want you to keep buying like desserts and stuff. which is fine. But then like they just leave the store. Like I see them getting in their car and like driving away or whatever, and they don't tell anybody. Yeah. And so I'm stuck there waiting until I like get the attention of someone, and then they give me the check or whatever. Anyway, that bugs me when they do that. They just leave.
Oh, I can't say I've ever had that happen. I've had it happen where like they sit you at the table, they take your order, and you only see them the 3 times. Like whenever they sit you down, when they take your order, bring their order, I guess 4, and then finally when you get your check, and that's like the only times you see them. And it's hard. I always tip people, and it's always hard to like not, like I always feel bad for them.
Right. Well, because they're not getting paid minimum wage most of the time. So you kind of have to tip them.
Yeah, I feel guilty if I don't tip them. But at the same time, it's like, man, like my drink is empty the whole time. Like I didn't get a chance to like, maybe I'm a very messy eater. So like I didn't get extra napkins, just simple things like that. And I feel like I'm not a very difficult,
No, not at all.
Especially
neither of us are.
Yeah, especially when I'm like out in public, I try not to be difficult, but it's just, I don't know. I've been a waiter before, and yeah, people do suck, and I know that like the job itself, can really suck, but even then I always try to like at least fake, Yeah,
I mean, if it's your job, you got to just power through or find another job,
Yeah, and that's another reason why I feel more inclined to tip the person is because like I know they hate their job.
Oh yeah.
Even though they like didn't, help me at all with my meal. Yeah, I feel like I still need to tip them.
I just remind myself that they're probably getting paid like $3 an hour, and so my tip is just basically essential that they make minimum wage, that I tip them.
Well,
which sucks, but
when I worked at Pizza Hut, if you didn't make the minimum wage, like if you only made $2 an hour, what would happen is that like they would compensate you for that.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. They would compensate for only I was working
up to the minimum wage. Well, that's nice.
Yeah, so. But that was like, when I'm sure it's still like that, but still, yeah, it sucked.
I bet there's plenty of restaurants that don't do that though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I bet. But I don't know. It's just like the whole food thing is like,
Yeah. Just don't think about it.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
I don't.
And then sometimes I feel bad because sometimes I feel like I want to order a lot of food and I feel like people are judging me.
I don't think people care.
Like the other day we went to a restaurant and I ordered like 2 meals. No, I ordered like 3. I got like the sushi.
Sushi is not. It was one sushi roll we split.
And then I got like the big meal, and then I got a side dish, and I knew that lady was like, no, she didn't care.
She didn't care at all. She wasn't judging you at all. I don't think they do care ever. I think you're hyper aware of people. People mostly don't care about other people.
Do you think an introvert could ever be a waiter?
Oh yeah, I'm sure they are all the time.
I wonder if you have to be more like you have to, because I know like really successful waiters who are very outgoing. Like they just get along with everybody.
It probably helps to be outgoing.
I used to date this guy who had a friend who was a waiter, and he said that his friend was bringing home $600 a night.
Oh my God, where did he work?
Red Lobster.
Oh, Red Lobster.
Yeah. It was because he was like the most outgoing. Like he knew exactly what to say, when to say it, how to say it. Like he was a very experienced waiter.
That's cool. I guess it's like kind of like being a salesman, Like you can be a salesman and not be outgoing, but you're probably not going to make as much money.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's a weird way to think about it, like a salesman, because like usually you don't think about them that way.
But they make commission on their sales, so depending on where they work. Car salesman,
Oh man, I hate the car salesman. Don't even bring them up. Recently, guys, I was able to buy not a new car, but I was able to get a car, and oh my God, like literally up until I left that parking lot, they were trying to get me to buy more, and they were like pressuring me, like bullying me.
It's a fight, man. You gotta fight them.
Yeah, it really was. They were like, they were basically implying that I was dumb because I didn't want the warranty. Because like the warranty that they were trying to set me up with, they make commission off that.
Oh yeah, every part of the sale. They make a percentage off the total sale.
Yeah, and every time I kept rejecting it, like no, he would go lower, he would increase like the value, and he told my stepdad because my stepdad also got a new truck, and even him, he was like pushing him, and then so he got the warranty, I didn't. And so a few days later, he called back. My stepdad, he had questions about the warranty because somebody had like dinged his new truck, and all the stuff that they told him, it didn't happen. It wasn't able. He told him.
Oh, it wasn't covered by the warranty?
No, none of it was. All fine print, man.
Yeah, that's how they do it. They only cover like very specific things.
Like for example, how he did it is my stepdad said, well, I want free oil changes since I'm buying this new truck, because a lot of dealerships do that, and so the guy just kind of shook his head, like he didn't say yes, he didn't say no, he just shook his head, like symbolizing to my dad, yes, we'll do that, we'll add. And so whenever he called, because my stepdad, when he asked about the contract, that was the thing, well, am I at least going to get free oil changes? And the guy told him, sir, there's no such thing.
After he signed it, he told him?
No, the next day when.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, he told him that, and like, yeah, and he was just it was just sucked so much, and like my stepdad was obviously really upset about it.
How much did he pay for the warranty?
I think it was a couple of $1,000s that they try to. God. Yeah, they try to hoax out of you, and like I said, they try to make it seem like it's
essential.
Yeah, and it's not.
It's not.
And so what had happened is that guy, he kept he kept telling me like, you should get our warranty. So I texted my brother, who's very, very knowledgeable, and I asked him like, do you think I should get the warranty? And usually he takes a few minutes to reply, but he immediately responded saying, do not get that at all. That's just an extra way to make money.
I didn't know anything about warranties.
I didn't either.
I thought they were like insurance.
I thought so too.
But then I looked into them more. After you told me this about your brother, I looked into them and I'm like, yeah, they're just like a scam.
Yeah, and that's just an extra way to milk that.
To get more money out of.
Yeah, that extra $2,000, $3,000,
Right.
And so, yeah, that's just like my problem with the dealership. But you should expect that when you go in,
Oh, yeah. I mean, you got to be ready.
Yeah. It's brutal. It's a fight.
You got to kind of know what you want before you go too, or else they're going to steer you towards somewhere you don't want to go, probably.
And like the worst part is like you have to be very stern and like,
right?
Because I didn't know this, but on Reddit there was like an AMA about salesmen or something like that, and they like literally go through, not all of them, but I'm sure a lot do. They go through classes to like read body language, and they learn like all the tactics of like how to read somebody, how to like manipulate them to get that sale.
It's crazy.
It is crazy, and like a lot of the times, like you have to sell X amount of cars in a month.
Yeah, they have a quota.
Yeah, they have a quota, so they they stress out, and I felt bad because I had to be a very stern bitch, when I was buying my car, and the guy was so nice,
Yeah, that they do that on purpose. Mm-hmm. They're trying to guilt you.
Yeah.
Trying to make you feel bad.
And they were like, oh, I watch your YouTube video. Bullshit.
He said that?
He said that I'm badass on YouTube, and then the other guy came out, and he was like, oh, you're so good at watercolor, da-da-da-da.
At watercolor?
Yeah, he was saying, like, I've only done like
you never do watercolor.
Yeah, and so he was like, oh, da-da-da. And, they thought I was like a dumb girl, and they were trying to show me like the radio, and like, oh, it got Bluetooth, but no.
Flashy stuff.
Yeah. No, I got on my knees and I was looking. I mean, that sounds bad.
Whoa.
That's not how I got the nail. Like I looked underneath the vehicle. Okay. I checked out the tires, popped the hood. Like I'm not a dummy, And like I think that kind of freaked him out a little bit.
Probably made him nervous. Yeah.
Yeah. And my stepdad the whole time was trying to like have a good time with the guy, but I was like rude.
Yeah, my stepdad is really mean too. When they go car shopping or whatever, he's like super mean. And my stepdad's a very nice, chill guy, like really nice.
Yeah.
Very calm guy, but when he goes car shopping, he's like a super mean person.
You have to be stern with them.
Oh yeah.
They'll run all over you.
He does the walkout thing, which I think is pretty funny. He'll just leave. He'll just be like, I'm out, and he just walks out.
Really?
Like in the middle of a sale or whatever. And it's really funny to see because if you tell them, I'm not going to buy it, I'm done. They freak out and they do everything to get you to. They drop prices. They do all kinds of stuff. So he does that a lot. He'll just walk out.
Dang, I don't blame him.
Yeah, that's kind of what I would do too. Because I get annoyed pretty easily.
Oh yeah.
So I don't want to deal with like the crap.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Whenever I got my car, it has like a 2 little tiny dinks on it, and there was like some stuff wrong with it, and they were trying to sell it for like way more than what it was. If I was just a person who didn't know any better and I would have bought it off sticker price, I would have lost like $2,000 right there. I had to get them. Yeah, so
you got a pretty good deal on it. I think you did.
Well, I looked on Kelley Blue Book, and it said that you can get it for like anywhere from $8,000 to $10,000, and which is cheaper than what I got. So I don't know.
No, don't worry about it.
Yeah,
it's a good car. So.
It's a good car. It only had like 30,000 miles. So, and plus, like I said, I'm very introverted. I don't want to deal with those people. I was just like in and out as fast as I could. But they made the process. And even then, they were texting me over the weekend.
Really? What were they saying?
They were trying to get me to like come in, and they were trying to get me to like do extra stuff, like get more keys, and they were trying to get me to like go in there for more questions, and they withheld my title. Did I tell you about that?
Yeah, you told me that.
They withheld the title for a few days, and it's still a fighting process. I still have to get the title from them. I have the bill of sale, and it's just...
I hate that.
Oh, it's so annoying.
I guess that's why people buy cars online.
But we live in such a secluded area.
Yeah.
You know, so that was like my only choice was like to go to not CarMax, but you know, the dealership.
The dealership, right.
And it was a car that I wanted. It's a good car, but whew, man.
Pain.
Yeah, and sometimes I wonder, like, people who buy like $400,000 cars, I wonder what that sales process is like.
Oh, I'm sure it's very simple. You walk in there, I want this new, Lamborghini, and they're like, okay.
Because if you have the money for a Lamborghini, I'm sure you don't have to worry about negotiating.
Yeah, and to them, they're making a huge amount of money off of that.
A down payment on a house.
Yeah, so what's the extra $500, I guess? I don't know.
Have
they probably don't push as hard.
Oh, yeah. They're probably, like, give you free champagne and shit like that.
I'm sure, yeah, I bet they give you free stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they're trying to get you.
Someday we should go just, like, pretend like we're going to buy a Ferrari.
I thought about that. I thought I, like, put on black heels and a black, like, power suit, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
And then, like, you go in there with, like, combed hair, you know? And be like, get all the free shit and then leave. Like, sunglasses sparkling. And...
Yeah, just to see.
Yeah.
I bet, what if they ask you when you walk in the door for your credit score and, like, can I get your bank account number just before they even talk to you?
Yeah, really, though. But, yeah, I've always wondered about that, like, really, really rich people.
I bet it's a lot easier.
Mm-hmm.
But
I saw this video clip of Kylie Jenner, and she was talking about her...
Who's that? I'm kidding.
Everyone knows who Kylie Jenner. And she was talking about how, like, she was, like, sitting there, like, completely blank face, you know? And she said, it's hard for me to relate to people. And I can buy any car that I want in the world.
Oh, poor thing.
Yeah, and she was, like, making it a sob story. Like, I can buy any car that I want. I can do anything, but I don't understand people. Da, 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 da. And it was just like... You've never had to work a day in your life. Why are you...
She works, Rae.
Well, she works at her lab. I mean, compared to like a homeless person, compared to like somebody in a third world country, you know what I mean?
No,
like,
I know exactly what.
Like their life is so comfortable.
Well, she could live that life, you know.
No, I don't think she could.
I mean, like she could try it out. She could just not spend money for like 3 days.
I heard like a theory though. They're very smart people, you know, to turn, you know, her sex tape, Kim Kardashian's sex tape into like I'm sure almost million
cottage industry, man.
Yeah, giant. Like that is like so
a whole
smart.
family business.
Yeah, you know she pays Kim Kardashian. She pays people to take pictures of her. Like she sets up the paparazzi.
Oh, does she really?
Yeah,
that's smart.
I don't know now if she does, but back then she did.
That's smart. Make people think like she's still the big thing. Mm-hmm. That's pretty smart.
So recently there was a conspiracy about her.
Oh, really?
Well, it wasn't a conspiracy. It was like a theory.
Okay.
So like her Twitter was going down. Like she was getting less than 1,000 retweets per tweet.
Oh man.
Poor thing.
Tragedy.
And so she posts up this bunch of nudes, not nudes, like semi-nudes, where you can see her like her nipples and her butt crack and like, you know, all the Kim. And she did this like controversial Bo Derek braids.
Oh, okay.
And you know, it caused a lot of controversy with like the whole cultural appropriation thing.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, that was like.
But it got her
attention, which is what, you know, all press is bad or good press. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
So I would believe it. I believe that, like, you know, every step.
I'm sure she has
a
team of PR managers of like the best in the business or very high paid PR people.
And that's smart. I'm not gonna lie. That is.
Well, that's her whole. Yeah. That's her whole career is being in the public eye. So I'm sure they are constantly thinking of new creative ways to get her name out there in a new way or get her more attention or whatever.
Yeah, and that's honestly, I can't like hate on them for that because that's smart. But
I mean, they're definitely taking advantage of a situation. Yeah. Doing like making the best out of it.
I heard this thing that like celebrities all like whenever they're that big, like Kylie Jenner, for example, was born into it. Like royal people are born into it. That they have some kind of like, what is that word? Discognitive. They have some kind of
cognitive dissonance.
Like they're not able to like be like they're never able to be like a normal
like a normal person
because like they never have had those experiences. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've heard that, and that's why a lot of them are the way they are. Like they go crazy or they're assholes because they just don't know any better.
Well, yeah. I mean, they never had to learn anything.
They never had been told no.
Did they go to public school?
Oh, I don't know. I think they went to like
maybe
Beverly Hills High or something.
Yeah, like not normal public school.
Well, they were out because at the time they were like 16. They had like their whole entire like makeup and clothes and
exactly. Yeah. So they don't. Yeah, they probably don't interact with a lot of people either.
Yeah. That's another thing is I think that's what Kylie Jenner was trying to say during that interview is I don't know how to talk to people. Like I don't get people.
Right.
Like like I'm a not billionaire, millionaire. Yeah. Like you know what I mean? Like she's literally probably going to get paid for giving birth. Like
that's such a weird thing to think about.
Yeah, that like
she'll get paid more money because she has a baby or whatever.
Yeah, like people
it's such a weird thing.
And that's probably why she's withholding all that information is so she can have a bigger payout, or she might just want privacy or a bit of both,
Yeah, maybe. I don't think that they want privacy.
Yeah, it's very strange. I don't know, like the whole Kardashian thing.
It's weird. It's totally weird. Yeah. I don't understand it, but that's just not my kind of thing.
I understand it, because I have, believe it or not, this is the first time I revealed this to you and anybody, but I have like dabbled into the Kardashians when I was younger.
Oh,
like
really?
I really, like they're epitome of what a young girl might want, like what a young girl might value. You know what I mean?
I could see that.
They have looks. They're beautiful. They have
money.
Clothes, money, cars, boyfriends, rappers, everything you could
they don't have boyfriends. They have like super famous
Kanye West boyfriend. Yeah. So like I can whenever I was younger, and I'm not saying that people don't know any better, but if you like those kind of material things, the Kardashians are exactly who you would idolize in that sense.
That makes sense, yeah.
I just think the problem comes from is like when people think that those are realistic.
Yeah.
You can obtain those things realistically, which I don't think
most people can't.
And that's
a very small portion of the population can.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And like the plastic surgeries that they get, like I heard a theory that it's bad that they don't come out with, I've gotten a nose job, boob job, butt done, all that stuff is because it's harmful to little girls who don't know any better.
Because they think
it's real.
It's real.
You'll be surprised how many people think Kylie's butt is real, Kim Kardashian's butt's real. You'll be surprised.
Yeah.
And, especially on Instagram lately, there's like people Photoshop left and right and they just...
Oh, yeah, they definitely... edit the crap out of those
and
photos.
Don't get me wrong, I like to edit out pimples. I rarely post pictures of myself on there. Rarely, like once every 6 months. But when I do, I like to get rid of pimples. One thing I like to do is sharpen the eyes. I like to put on cute clothes because I know I'm going to take a picture for Instagram later. But people go crazy.
Yeah, they do a lot of work.
I sent Zach actually a picture the other day of a woman who was doing yoga naked in a bath. In
like soft lighting
with like soft lighting and like fruit in the bathtub with the bathtub going, and she was like doing this like really difficult.
It's like no way she actually bathed in that afterwards.
Yeah, and then like the caption was really casual, like, "Oh, it's sunny degrees out here." Like what? What is going on?
Like she set that up for like hours.
Yeah, for like a very casual.
Hired a photographer.
Yeah, it was so weird, but I guess if you're trying to go for like a business standpoint. That makes sense, but it's like it was
it's just another form of modeling is all it is.
But it's just like so many people do it. I've noticed that like a lot of the Instagram models who are really, really famous, a lot of them post like really witty pictures and like they try to like be perfect but not too perfect that they're not relatable. Like I'm hot, but I also really like food, or I'm hot, but you know what I mean? Yeah. Zach doesn't have an Instagram.
I don't.
So he's lost on this whole conversation.
I get what you're saying though.
But it's just a lot of like showmanship, I guess.
Sure. It's modeling, Rae. Yeah. That's what modeling is.
Yeah, true.
That's what it always has been. So.
Yeah, I feel like now we live in a different time. Like, because in the 90s, models, you think of like high fashion Vogue. And don't get me wrong, they're still around today. But now when we think of models, we can think of Instagram models.
Yeah.
We can think of women who have made something from nothing.
Yeah, that's true.
Pretty incredible. Just them
with their phone.
With their phone, yeah.
Well, okay. They don't always. Some of these like really famous ones, they don't take those pictures with their phones.
Oh yeah, no.
But yeah, you start that way, yeah.
Yeah, there's like this whole website that I was shopping on recently, and it's so weird because like every single outfit that they display, they take the picture like a woman is taking a selfie, but it's actually a photographer on the other end telling
really?
This woman to pose like she's taking a selfie. Yeah.
That's silly.
And it's like in this room that's like set up like
it's all lighted well and everything.
But it's like an actual room like somebody's house. Like there's like a table and there's like decorations and shit. And it's like it's so weird. I don't know.
That's really odd.
yeah, it's something else. But anyway, it's already getting to 4:00. So, do you want to end the podcast?
Well, how do you end it? Do you have a sign-off phrase or something?
Yeah, I do actually. I just want to say that this video is brought to you by my patrons. The very first, I guess, like check that I got from Patreon all went to this microphone that Zach is using. The second check went all to my art supplies video on my Amazon wishlist one that I recently put out. And yeah, I hope that this content is pretty good. If you like these, we'll keep making them in the future with Zach.
Yeah, sure. This was fine. I think I did all right.
Yeah, I went on a tangent about just like some thoughts that I've had about Instagram and stuff like that. So anyway, guys, thank you so much again for listening. And if you're from my second YouTube, thank you so much. Smash that like button. And I'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.